Hello and welcome back to the Dragon Shed. It has been over 6 months since I put my last video up. I have many reasons why it's been over 6 months, but mainly life generally. I've been able to make a lot of projects but frankly not have the time to edit them, which seems to take longer than the project itself. So I've got almost a year's worth of project footage, but don't necessarily have the time to put it together. That being said, I do have half a dozen videos that I completed before Christmas anyway, so I don't have that much of an excuse. That being said, anyone who tells you that teacher training is easy is a liar, and teacher training under COVID, yeah, not easy. I was pretty much 2 weeks away from qualifying when they shut the schools down. So, as of September, I've got another term, so until Christmas, to essentially finish the course. So I've got to do and complete everything I had lined up in that 2 week period over a term, which is great. It means I've got time to kind of get settled in and get sorted. It also means it's going to be slightly more difficult to get a place somewhere for my NQT year if I'm qualifying in December. So things are kind of up in the air. I think that's generally the same for everyone who's doing teacher training, where a lot of teacher training colleges, they do a lot of the collegey bit, the actual learning bit, at the beginning of the course, and then they go to school actually for school practice in the new year. So a lot of teacher training students are in the same boat. They haven't been able to complete their year essentially because they haven't got the hours in school, or they haven't reached the required standard, or haven't ticked all the boxes. So that's where I'm at. But as of only a couple of weeks ago, actually, this is confirmed that I have got a place for September, so I can actually finish the course, which will be fabulous. But it's going to be under strange conditions of COVID. At the school I'm at, there will be no mask wearing actually in the school. So it's masks for transport but nowhere else. They're putting year groups into bubbles, which is interesting because essentially if someone in your bubble has symptoms or test positive, that entire bubble should then shut down. So that means that in the region of 200-300 students will have to go and lock down again, which is interesting. And there's something that I've always called freshers flu, although there are other names for it. Essentially, in the normal way things work, you go back to school, and then within about a month, so mid-October, you tend to have a spate of that year's cold going around everyone. So essentially it's the same bug that everyone had in the summer, but they've taken it home, taken it on holiday with them, they've incubated, made it stronger, and then brought it back. So yeah, you're going to have that kind of moment. Oh, okay. Go on, what?
Have you got a first class stamp?
No.
Oh. Who are you talking to?
Myself.
Oh.
Right, where was I? Interruptions. Yeah, so yeah, in a normal year you would have around about middle of October everyone coming down with a cold, because you've got whatever their own bugs are coming into the school, remixing and respreading, which is completely normal in a school year and doesn't cause any kind of panic. But that's going to happen this year, and even with swabbing and all that kind of stuff, it's going to cause all manner of panic. And how can you plan for a term when at some point in the middle you're going to miss 2 weeks of class? Yes, you can do it online, and that works as long as every student has access to everything. And as is true in the world today, not all students have access to Wi-Fi or to any kind of usable computer, and in all likelihood, if they are off because they're quarantining or whatever, then their whole family are off. So what if their whole family then have to work? So yeah, interesting. It's going to be a challenge. I'm actually working into my plans that I'm going to put every kind of main activity and classroom content as a video, and I'm going to make it up as a video, so that if we get shut down for whatever reason, I can say, look at this video, do this task, email me your work. Problem solved. Ideally. But what you're missing is the interaction and the instant feedback. Because by the time the student sent the work in, you've marked it, sent it back, they've forgotten what it was about. And any issue they've had that they've not been able to sort out, they're not necessarily going to contact you. They're going to just fudge it. That'll be good enough, miss, send it off. So again, it's harder to gauge where they are. And also, when the kids are coming back, because they've been in COVID limbo, they've missed a fairly large chunk of their year's work. You know, they've missed virtually a third of the year. So those kids, you think those ones that were struggling before, what kind of state are they going to be in when they come back? So yeah, that's going to be interesting. I would like to be able to say that I could be dealing with this as a qualified teacher, so that at least that bit's done, but no. So it's going to be interesting, it's going to be challenging, that's the way of life. So for now, I'm going to be putting up, or trying to put up, 2 videos a month. I'm going to get on to editing and sorting out all the videos I've got kind of in storage, whilst sorting out my planning for the year, or for the term at least. And again, it's difficult to start planning for September when I don't know where the kids are going to be when they come in, essentially. Because in the normal scheme of things, they'd come from the previous year, so you've got their results from the summer, and you know roughly where they are, where their holes in knowledge are, and that kind of things. But here, because you've got such a huge gap, you know, there are going to be some kids who were on it, whose parents were on it, and, you know, they've got everything down and done. And then there are going to be some that, to be frank, don't have that kind of support at home. So, yeah, interesting is a word. So, what have I been doing in the rest of my time? So, I have been living with my partner and her children. We lost a child in April, which was frankly awful. I was gonna do a whole thing about it, but I'm not going to. So suffice it to say, we had a rough end of spring. Didn't help that coming just after lockdown when everything was up in the air and all that kind of stuff, so never mind. So I've spent a lot of my time when I'm not there in the shed, frankly because this is my respite, it's my place of peace. I initially bought 200 metres of white and black elastic. I have made 14 masks when these are finished. Most of them went to NHS and carers, others I've sold, and the profits are going to Gosh. So yeah, I've been busy. I tried scrubs, I made one set and they were awful, so I've just gone with masks. So yeah, I've got my last kind of batch here, and that's all the masks I'm going to do. She says I'll make it more orders, but that's the plan. I have actually tidied the shed. Not that it looks like it from that angle, but if you've been on my Facebook or Instagram, I put up a video of kind of mid-tidy. I managed to fill up, what was it, 9 recycling bags and 5 or 6 black bags with stuff, and that's mainly where I've made masses and masses of blanks of something and there's no way I'm going to be able to finish them all, or odd bits and pieces that I thought that'll be useful for something and I never were. So literally I have what's her name, I've Hicksed my shed, and it is looking much tidier. It's tidier than it's ever been since I've been in here. So yeah, it was pretty much a whole weekend, about 4 days of just tidying, going through everything and binning what I had to bin. So it was great, but now I'm looking a little bit bare. And there's part of me saying, oh, you've got room, you can fill it with stuff. And the other part saying, you're not going to have the time to use that stuff. So yeah, for the minute, I'm not doing any kind of long-term big projects. That being said, I picked this up from one of my neighbours. It's a cable reel, and I don't know why I picked it up. It just looked something interesting, but I think that's going to be a big project. Hopefully I'll get it finished by the end of this week. If it doesn't happen, it doesn't happen, but yeah. I said no big projects. Oops. So, I should have my first new video up, or newish video up, in the next couple of days. I think it's going to be the first of my soap for this year. I'm a little bit behind on making of them because of everything else. But I've got the first 2 out of about 8 batches done. So I will put the first soap video out, and that is it's Canadian themed. It's based on the holiday we took last summer. So the first soap is called Rum and Raisin. What that has to do with Canada, I'll let you work out. So yeah, look out for a video in a couple of days, and then if you subscribe and hit the notification, then that will keep you up to date on what's coming out. I will try and do something every Tuesday or Wednesday just to keep everything rolling. So yeah, see you in a couple of days.